And then here what we do is we pinch at the top and then just apply pressure with the fingers down. So we pinch at the top. So you don't pull, all you do is you pinch at the top and then run your fingers down. Okay, so in here, this is my milking bucket. So I have just some water that's frozen at the bottom of the plastic bucket. And then I have another container, which I keep clean. And that's where we're gonna put the milk in.
It's just empty now, yeah?
Yep. I only have 3 goats that I typically milk. They're all still weaning the babies, even though it's a little late in the year. I don't mind. It's gonna help them grow up to be pretty healthy. And they're just about kicking them off. So we're getting a little more milk than we otherwise would. There you go. Yes. Do you want a treat? One at a time. One at a time they can come out. And she goes straight to the milk stand.
So she knows what she's doing.
Yeah. She's like, give me the good food.
Because you give food as you're milking, and that's what the draw is to the milk stand?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So first thing we want to do is just clean the udder, the bottom of the belly. I know you don't like that. So she hates being touched back here. So I know. So I have to tie her legs, so otherwise she'll put her foot in the bucket. Okay, I'll give you something to start.
And now the interesting thing, I wanted you to talk about your different types of goats. You have are they called mini Nubians, is that right?
Yeah, this one's a Nubian.
Okay.
So she's a little bigger. I just gave her some alfalfa pellets.
Hello.
Yeah, so she's a Nubian. She's the bigger variety that we have. And I only have one because the goal is really to do mini Nubians. Mini Nubians have a higher quality of milk, but they're also a little smaller, so you get less. I know, put your foot down. There you go.
And like you said, this is because she'll kick as you're milking.
Yeah, she always does. She's a pain in the ass. She'll go ahead and put her foot right into the tail. So there's a mix of grain and alfalfa pellets here. They need the extra energy from the grain, and it's calcium enriched because they also need that to make good milk. And it has different nutrients. So if they don't have all the right nutrients, which you can't always get from forage, then the milk quality is going to be a little lower. So we just give them a quick squeeze to make sure that there's no clogging. Okay, girl. And then here what we do is we pinch at the top and then just apply pressure with the fingers down. So we pinch at the top and we just alternate, giving time for the nipple to fill up. So you don't pull, all you do is you pinch at the top and then run your fingers down.
And you were saying that goat milk has become quite valuable, right?
Especially raw milk. Large dairy productions won't do raw milk because of the liability.
Okay.
The government generally doesn't want people producing raw milk.
Because what's the other alternative? Pasteurize, is that what they call it?
Yeah, if you pasteurize it, but then you kill all the healthy bacteria that's in the milk, and that really helps people's guts.
Oh, the healthy bacteria. So pasteurized is not as, yeah, so the raw is much more healthy for the gut.
Yeah.
But what are the downsides? Like it doesn't last as long, I guess, on the shelf, or?
You have to be super careful about your cleanliness when you're milking the goats. If you get too much bad bacteria, it can win the war, and then it can go off faster. But the benefits outweigh any small risk. I believe one person dies of raw milk poisoning every 6 years.
So you said there's a good market for the raw milk. How much can you sell? Like, I don't know, what do you sell it by? A half gallon or?
I sell it by the quart.
Okay.
I think that's a little easier. Some people just want to try it because they've never had it and they're unsure if it's going to taste goaty. And the key to it not being goaty is refrigerating it as soon as possible. So we're milking it right into a pan that is in contact with ice. So we start chilling it right away. And then once this is done, I'll put it in the freezer while I get set up to strain it. And then when it's strained in a glass jar, then I'll put it in the freezer for an hour and then into the refrigerator. The point of using the freezer is just to chill it faster. The faster you chill it, the better flavor profile it's going to get.
So, and how do you know it's essentially done for the day? Or is it once a day you do the milking?
You can do, because this one still has kids,
okay,
and they will milk off her when she lets them. And so I can only do one milking a day, and then the kids get the rest.
Okay, so you leave some essentially for the kids.
Yeah, she's going to make them all day, and she's going to give it to the kids, although I think at this point she's probably done with them. No, she kicks me off, she kicks the kids off too, because they're 6 months. So normally they'd be off milk completely by then, but I don't mind. Healthier, stronger kids.
How's it work with, I know you have to have kids to produce milk, but how long does that last? Because I know there's like a calendar situation, right? If you're doing milk for goat milk, you have to, how's it work as far as you have to know when they had a last kid, because they can only produce milk for a certain amount of time after the kid?
They can produce milk for up to 2 years typically, even after that, but it's going to get more diminished. So yeah, so they need to be bred. So if you want to have milk, probably one of the best things to do is buy a mother that's recently given birth from someone who does. Okay, girl. No. No. Give me the easy food. Come on, let's go. Come on.
So the ones that get milk know their place, and so they know when to come out?
Yeah, they have an order. Normally it's the Nubian will come out first.
Okay, and that's the one you just did?
Yeah, because she's the boss. Okay, girl, come on.
And now what's this one considered? What type of breed is this?
So she's a mini Nubian.
Okay.
She has a lot of Nigerian dwarf genetics, because you can tell her ears are airplane ears.
Okay.
That's right. Come on.
So tell us what the mini Nubian is. It's a kind of a recent breed, isn't it? Like kind of a...
It's a cross. So it's a cross between the Nubian, the big black girl that we just had up here. Come on. This way. Come on. Come on. You come down. Work it out. Come on. So it's a cross between the Nigerian dwarf. We don't have any here right now, but they look a little like her, to be honest.
Yeah.
They're short, stocky. They produce the best quality milk, but they're so small that they're just hard to milk. So we cross them with the Nubian, so you get a somewhere in between size, so you can still milk them easily, and they have the high milk quality from the Nigerian. And the Nubians are really resilient, and they can eat pretty much anything they want and still produce great tasting milk. She's finished growing. I think she's about 18 months old, so
okay.
She's not going to get any bigger.
So you don't need to do the tie-in of the legs with this one because it doesn't mind too much?
Yeah, she won't kick. And you can see from the size of her udder, she doesn't carry a lot of milk either, so we'll get done pretty fast.
So you're pretty good at that. Every day, I guess, the experience.
It takes about 1 week.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first few times you do it, it takes about 15 minutes. And it's also very good for your hands too. If you have a little arthritis, it will warm your hands right up.
And I can't remember if I asked you already, but what kind of value, I guess, is the raw goat milk? Typically, like the market price or whatever.
Market price. It's a high quality because we use a lot of Mini Nubian.
Yeah.
So I sell it for $9 for a jar, for a quart.
Okay.
And I guess that jar costs $1.50. So it's that makes it $7.50
for you getting that.
Yeah, $7.50 for the milk, $1.50 for the jar.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a fair enough market around here because we are in California. If you're in Ohio, you might only get $4 for a quart. Because raw goat milk is something we should all really be drinking. And especially people who, mothers who can't milk, they can't breastfeed, and they want to give their baby something which is a little healthier.
Oh, human mothers.
Human mothers, yes.
Gotcha. Oh, wow.
Yeah, because goat milk has a smaller protein and fat molecules, so it's less allergenic. But if you give kids cow milk, a lot of the time they'll just get diarrhea, and it's not very good for them digestively.
But goat milk seems to work.
Yeah, and A1 milk, which is typically what we get from cows, we're more allergenic to. The reason we use that in the industry is because it produces, it's more productive. It's going to produce a lot more milk. And if you go to A2 cow milk, so we're looking at Jersey cows there, then that milk is going to be less allergenic. And then if you go to goat milk, that's the next step up in terms of bioavailability to humans and less reactive in terms of allergens. So because she's super skittish, I have to pick her up and carry her back in. Not you yet. Come on, girl.
Next up, next in line. Oh, right up there for that one. That one knows exactly.
Yeah, this is Cassie. She has the highest quality milk. I know. Let's give you food right away. And now I want to take this up to the freezer, and when I'm ready to filter the milk, and then I put it in the glass jars. So remember, the faster we cool it, the better the milk's going to be.
So freeze it for a small amount of time, and then then refrigerator.
Yeah, you don't want to freeze the milk. If you freeze the milk, then it can separate the fat and the water, and it doesn't reconstitute well, and it can taste a little funny. So if you buy goat milk in the store, a lot of the time it's been frozen. If you're selling goat milk, you want to sell it fresh all the time, but what happens if you don't sell it that week or that day? So it's like, well, you can freeze it, you can make soap easy enough, or turn it into cheese. It's just two of the other big things that you can do with the product.
Walking back up here, you said you want to make me a goat milk smoothie?
So I just use organic berries, and then just add the goat milk. Goat milk has 20% more fat than cow milk typically, and protein.
So it's gonna have a thicker consistency.
Yeah, it can, yeah, especially if you're trying to make cheese, and if you're using raw goat milk as opposed to something where it's like pasteurized, then you kind of need like the animal rennet. You can't just use vinegar or lemon juice. I spent the first few tries wondering what's wrong with my cheese, and realized, oh, you need rennet because it won't curdle otherwise.
What is that, rennet?
Rennet, yeah.
Is it like I don't even know what that is.
It's a substance that's harvested from the stomach lining of a cow. It's like at a certain cycle of baby production. I don't know the specifics. And that's used to help like to curdle the milk. And there's a vegetarian version you can get as well. It's not quite as good, but
Okay, so Warren just made us both some milk goat smoothies with, what is it, raspberries, or what kind of berries were they?
Strawberries, raspberries, and cherries.
Okay, try it out. Oh yeah, really good. There's a small hint of that kind of fresh farm milk kind of thing, right? But it really, other than that, there's not really a distinctive taste that I'm getting from it, but other than really good.
I think goat's milk is essentially one of the most valuable and healthy foods to eat because of all the probiotics and healthy nutrients that are in it. It has a broad spectrum of minerals and protein, enzymes. So I know you can't literally just live off it. I know a few people who try, but it just covers a lot of the bases. And because it's not pasteurized, you get those probiotics, and we don't get that from any of our food anymore. So people are eating these capsules all the time to get those probiotics. Most of the time, the probiotics are already dead. So I recommend really having the raw goat milk. And it was my personal health journey where I was looking for it myself. I couldn't find any anywhere within like 50 miles. So I started getting my own goats.
And also, I mean, eating from your own thing, you know that there's not all this extra additives and whatnot that are put in, which is so common at the grocery store thing.
Right, yeah, there's no toxins. You're completely aware of everything that goes into your animal, so you know that it's healthy, ethically raised, and it's been eating right. You know, you choose the quality of the feed that you put in. And if you go into Europe, for example, they have higher food quality, higher food standards compared to the US. You can put anything you want in the food over here and get away with it pretty much. Like there's all like food colorings are still legal. Like in Europe, they won't even import the pork that we make here because the feed that we give the pork isn't good for us. It's considered toxic. But in the US, that's legal.
All right, a huge thank you to Warren for his time. I don't know about you guys, but I found that super interesting. Everything from the nutrition to just the lifestyle that he has. So if you have any follow-up questions, be sure to ask in the comments, and I'll try to answer them myself, or I'll ask Warren. Thanks for watching. See you next time.